What's up, Juggalos? Wicked Clown Reviews here. I'm going to be reviewing every single EP and LP released by Psychopathic Records in chronological order. And up next is the Tunnel of Love EP. Now, in this video, I'm only going to be covering the standard version. I'm going to do a separate video for the XXX version. Because that one's definitely gonna have to be over 18. So yeah, I want the standard review to be available for all to see. So first, I'm gonna review the album, go track by track, and then afterwards, I'm gonna compare all of the different CD pressings, and yeah, let's get into it. So, Tunnel of Love, I think I gotta say it's probably my favorite ICP EP they ever released. I just like it's pretty much perfect. I honestly have no notes, no complaints. I mean, I guess my only complaint is that there's really not a complete version of either one because each album has a different ending, and if you want everything that Tunnel of Love has to offer, you kind of got to make it yourself. But otherwise, this is just a fantastic top tier EP from the Insane Clown Posse. So let's go through it. First, let's take a look at the standard cover. So standard cover, it's most likely taken from, based on his haircut, it looks 70s, might be 80s. Look at those sideburns. I feel like this is from something in the 70s, maybe early 80s though. And yeah, he's feeding her strawberries, and it's a very lovey-dovey cover, and you wouldn't even know it was the Insane Clown Posse if it didn't say so, and feature the riddle box, again a trademark of the Sideshow EP to have the representative Joker's card in the lower corner. So Tunnel of Love was released in 1996, independently by Psychopathic. This was after they had left Jive Records and kind of before they had signed to Hollywood. So yeah, let's get to it. First of all, the intro. It's really eerie and creepy and like oddly inaudible, but like intentionally so. I think like back in the day, I used to be really frustrated by how hard it was to hear, and you'd really have to like crank the volume and then turn it down a little for Cotton Candy because it doesn't match. But I think it's a really clever way to open up the album and kind of like sneak along into the overall themes. And listening to it on headphones, this was the first time that everything was clear to me, and I've the one thing I'd never noticed is that there's someone in the background going like "I love you" in like a really creepy voice, and I had never caught that before, even in a car or on a vinyl. And yeah, so listening to this intro on headphones is the way to go. Kind of a side rant, since I've been doing this channel, I've been getting a lot more other reviewers on my feed, and I've been checking out some stuff, and like nobody rates and reviews intros for some reason. I don't know why, but whenever people are talking about ICP albums and they're putting like a numbered ranking or something, they always just leave out the intro and don't judge it. And I find it so interesting because it's like it still requires like production and music, and like it fits into like it's still a track. Like, why don't people consider intros a track? I don't know, just kind of a little side rant. But yeah, I definitely have no problem analyzing intros and treating them as individual tracks. So yeah, the intro flows right into Cotton Candy, which is just such a fucking like iconic banger that uses a bunch of freaking sex tape samples throughout. And it's so much fun. It's one of their funnest choruses to chant. It's so cool seeing this song live, and hilarious. One of their funniest sex songs of all time. I do think ICP admitting they can't get girls wet is something. It's a choice, but it's a bold choice that created an iconic song. And you know what? If Cotton Candy doesn't get wet until it touches your mouth for them, so be it, man. Wicked Clowns for life. Who cares? But yeah, Cotton Candy, just really fun track. Overall, this album is loaded with sex songs, done to perfection. Normally, for me, like the sex tracks are always like some of the weakest on the album, just by default, because there's really not much to dive into, beyond being horny. I don't know, but here they really think up some creative stuff that's just an absolute blast, and I love it. And then we transition to Super Balls, and Super Balls has kind of an extended intro that's kind of just like some old school 70s funk and on the drums, and it really builds up for a long time. And then kablam, it kicks into Shaggy fucking doing his Superman riff or verse while they're doing Superman samples in the background, and it's great. Violent J's verse here is also hilarious, and the again, a very chant worthy chorus that just hits so hard. And Super Balls is significant too for having Legs Diamond on it. So Legs Diamond, I didn't really talk about him in the Riddle Box, but he was introduced in the Riddle Box album, and he kind of does a lot of the like skit vocals, and he plays guitar. And anytime you hear someone singing real nice and pretty, it's Legs Diamond. And yeah, he spits a flow on this. After the previous album, The Golden Goldies, he made his debut. They gave him a verse on this, and it's pretty good. It's solid, but yeah, it's cool to hear Legs Diamond flexing his stuff. Um, all right, the next song is Ninja. So Ninja, obviously, an iconic term of endearment in the Juggalo community over the years. And I just love how direct this is related to like being an actual ninja. I think too often like people assume either within or without or out of the Juggalo community that ninja is supposed to be a stand-in for like the N word, and it's just not true. I don't know, like I guess it can be if you want it to be, but when ICP says ninja, they literally mean fucking ninjas. And this song just highlights that, and I I really love how chill, and the beat has a lot of like flute tracks and kung fu samples, well, karate samples, I guess, if you're practicing ninjutsu. But it's it's a chill blast, a satisfying little revenge tale about how life would be such simpler if we could just be a ninja, and it carried on throughout, and yeah, it's great. Stomp, again, chant worthy. This album, I think part of why it's so good is it just, a lot of the choruses are just A plus chants to scream at Juggalo shows. Now, I will say Juggalos fuck up Stomp a lot. If you go out and you say, I say stomp, you say whoop whoop, they will say whoop whoop before you even say stomp. A lot of people fuck this one up, and it's kind of unfortunate because when it's done right, it's great. And when it's done live, it's fucking badass. But yeah, Stomp's kind of short and sweet. Shaggy doing his thing, comes out, kicks ass. And then it ends with, because Stomp is technically the end of side A, She Loves Me, if you were listening to the vinyl or the cassette. And the song ends with a Kiss the Clown sample that's kind of done with a carnival backing track. And it's really fun, really cool. And yeah, I enjoy it. And then Prom Queen, probably the best song on this album. Uh, One of Mikey Clark's best beats he ever came up with. It is so fucking creepy and like old school horror, but also like new school at the time hip hop, and it combines the flow so well, so brilliantly. I really really love the beat for Prom Queen. I could listen to an instrumental of this, and like someone could use the instrumental for a horror movie, and it would totally work. And then yeah, just the story of an abused violent J being forced to go to the prom and then being rejected by a girl, and so he takes her home, and it's just like it's creepy through and through. It's one of the best horror tracks ICP ever did. Yeah, it's phenomenal, really good. My Kind of Bitch, underrated track on this album for sure. I really love this song. It's fucking ridiculous, and I especially love the use of, there's been a lot of like sex tape samples throughout the album, and My Kind of Bitch uses the video personal ads that people used to do in the 90s, where it was like a dating thing where you filmed a video and you were like, "Hi, I'm blah blah blah, and I'm into this. If you like my tape, please call me back." And it uses a bunch of samples, and you can tell they're real tapes. And I love it. It adds such a great twist. And hope you're still a bad girl, Lisa. And yeah, it's fucking great. When I Get Out is the end song, and it's about hoping to get out of prison, and singing about what you plan on doing and accomplishing and living, and just how much better life is outside of prison, even when it's unsatisfying or maybe seemingly simple. And yeah, it's a great end. And so the interesting thing here is you get the triple question mark at the end of the album, and it's really clever because this kind of has a double meaning. So at the end of the album, they do a game show called You're a Stupid Ass, where you can get a phone number to call in to hear the next Joker's card, similar to Terror Wheel. But this is done better because it's like fun mathematical raps that are like problem solving, and each rap has a different genre change instead of the Terror Wheel one where it's kind of the same flow the whole time, just with different raps. But the question mark not only signifies the You're a Stupid Ass, but it also signifies that there is a missing track on this album, Mental Warp, which I'll talk about in the Tunnel of Love XX overview. But yeah, it's just the whole duality of that is really cool. All right, so now let's get into comparing the different CD versions. So this here is an original release from Psychopathic. How you tell is it just has the 1996 down below and PSY 105 or 1015, because the very next printing you'll see has 1996 and 2000. So if you're looking for that true old school one, that's how you tell. Let's take a look at the booklet and the CDs. So yeah, it's a Digipak pressing. You just got the rose. The original pressing has the 3 layers of the inner circle. Check out the booklet. Violent J, the maker of love. So hilarious. This is one of the funniest booklets they ever put out. Shaggy 2 Dope, Sweet Candy Nuts. And here you can read Shaggy's little love story he's gotten here. And so these ads were later replaced, but you've got an ad for Forgotten Freshness Volume 2, Jump Steady, The Chaos Theory. It's funny, it says arriving in stores 1997. Chaos Theory wouldn't come out till 2002. But what's wild is this is the album cover they used. So it's crazy that they still ended up using the same album cover, which is really dope. And yeah, Forgotten Freshness Volume 2 obviously became Forgotten Freshness Volume 1 and 2. So this was technically never released, and this was delayed. And here, another album that never saw the light of the day, the Crime Family album from Legs Diamond. So they were going to give Legs Diamond his own album. I can't find any info on why this never happened. I'm guessing they were just too busy working with the major label and just had to focus on Insane Clown Posse and, getting Great Malenko off the ground and stuff like that. So yeah, an ambitious idea to have 2 more artists come out soon, but I think it was wise of them to focus on Malenko. So yeah, technically, only one of these was released, and not for another 5 years. And, Volume 2 is half released, so I don't know. Kind of a mixed bag. Here is the booklet for this. Yeah, pretty dope. All right. here again, it's the 2000 reissue. So this was reissued at the Gathering, I believe, and same Diddix, same inner thing. And then the booklet, we got Dark Lotus. So originally the 4-member version of Dark Lotus, available late 2000, so they changed that. Late 2000, again, that did not happen. It came out in 2001. And then Forgotten Freshness Volume 1 and 2. So yeah, they finally have the proper one to advertise. Yeah. So both albums that came out, maybe not as on time. All right, and then we got the third pressing. Third pressing of the standard version, of course. Again, this one says 1996 and 2000, but if you'll notice, it says distributed by Red Music Distribution. The other version does not. So the Red Music Distribution is the fourth pressing. So, let's see if there's any differences here. Again, same deal. Wait, did I grab the right one? Oh, shit. Okay. God, sometimes I get so confused with all these different pressings. Okay, so the Red Music Distribution version has a more unique CD artwork that I really love, with the hearts and the graphics, and it brings back the She Loves Me Not from the vinyl or the cassette, because the vinyl wouldn't come till later. Booklet's a little more washed out, but still fine. Yeah, same deal as before. Dark Lotus, once again, Volume 1 and 2. So it's, same insides, just slightly different CD. And, I'm not sure why they have two versions that came out in the year 2000. If you have any insight on that, let me know. So far, the CD sides, all the same. Oh, yeah, the red version, also 4002. So it is possible this wasn't released in 2000 and they just kept all the same shit to signify that. And and you can see here the original pressing has a slightly different pink and no Hatchet Man there as well. So that's another way to tell if it's an original pressing. The fourth version of the standard one has a card back, and they bring back the rose motif, but it doesn't have, it's filled in completely, and it looks a little different. It's kind of zoomed out, and the detail, the highlights are a little better, but overall still good. And then you can see that She Loves Me Not. See, and I was kind of a fool back in the day, because I would mix. What I would do is, if I found different versions, I would mix and match all my favorite shit. So I'd take like the back of this and the CD of the Red Distribution and the booklet of the XX version. And man, I regret that so much, because it took me forever to track down, the proper versions of stuff. So this is my original copy. Here's my phone number. I may have gotten it wrong. I may have been a stupid ass, but those are my best guesses. There again. Because, some of the questions on the You're a Stupid Ass are a little tricky. Like, it says, Timmy has 2 balls. If, his friend gives him one of his balls, how many balls does he have in his nutsack? And it's like, well, is that extra ball, is he holding it in his hand? Because then there's still 2 balls in his nutsack. So I kind of I maybe thought a little too hard about stuff with those questions, but all right, so here is the 5th pressing. So this one has a clear back, but it's but no design on it, and they were released like this. You can find them sealed exactly like this, and they brought back the other flower, and I believe this is a 2004. No, it still says 2000. Yeah, but I think it was released in 2004. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that none of the 2000 dates are accurate. What's on this one? Yeah, 2000 as well. Yeah, they all say 2000. All 3 of these were not released in that year. It's God, it's so hard to keep up and know what is what. If you know which version was released when, please let me know. And I think still same deal. Yeah, Dark Lotus. Pretty sure Dark Lotus and all that shit was already out by the time they released this stuff. So it's kind of funny, honestly. I love it though. Yeah, and so let's take a look at all the different spines. So yeah, you can see the design for the first three are the same, but the colorization for the OG is different. No Hatchet Man. And then the design for the two later ones is a little different, a little pinker too. The serial number changes. Yeah. So those are the 5 standard releases. I'm pretty sure, there's an Australian version as well. I don't have that one. And then the latest release is the Digipak Tunnel of Love, which is kind of significantly different. First of all, the cover is once again similar to Beverly Kills and Terror Wheels. It's been stretched. The highlights here are pretty bad. The pink on her face looks pretty good, but this vomit color they're getting here, it's not great. The riddle box looks weird, stretched, and yeah, it's kind of a shit version of the cover. I do like the new spine. That's pretty cool. And then this back here, man, the age-old question, is it Tom Wood or is it AI? We'll never know. But those flowers, those are some AI-looking flowers to me. But it could be Tom Wood, whose art is very similar to AI. So I have not opened this. So let's let's get in it. God, Tunnel of Love, don't get wet until it's in your mouth, I guess. Fuck. There we go. Excited to see what kind of designs they have here for it. Yeah. All right. Okay, so it's got the Love Stream, heavy coloration, Sweet Candy Nuts Shaggy. I think that's a slightly different photo. I could be wrong, but that looks different to me. Let's bust out. Yeah, it is. So it's different photo. He's not smiling. It's same deal though. Same photo shoot. That's cool. And then they got like a sepia tone on here. I'm not gonna go through and see if they took out anything or if it's the same, but we'll see. Violent J, the maker of love. Okay, that's a different photo too. That one's great. Wow, I like that a lot more, honestly. Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, it turned out better as well. This one is face paint kind of looks muddy, nice and clear and white there. And yeah, his suit looks bluish. Wow, yeah, I love that. Those two photos are great. It's really cool. They brought back the rose. It's a new rose, different rose. You got all the different. Yeah, it looks. Wait, what is this? Roses are red, violets are blue. So is your face while we strangle you. That's fucking funny. Is that in the original? I don't think that's in the original at all. Let's see. Nope. That's not anywhere in there. Wow, that's great. Okay, cool. I think they did an excellent job with this packaging overall. I'm way into it. Very, very, very happy with that. This is the version you can get on Amazon. I've seen, dude, some of the Juggalo sellers on eBay are such scumbags, man. I've seen people try and sell this for $90, and it's $10 on Amazon. Please do not buy this from any fucking stupid ass juggalos trying to rip you off. And I hesitate to even call them juggalos, but if you've been to the gathering, you know that someone's going to try to sell you, terrible drugs for $10. And so it's just it's part of the hustle of the clowns, I guess. But I don't know. Go and buy it on Amazon if you would like it. Don't fucking pay somebody $90 for it. But yeah, that was the Tunnel of Love EP. And so I know I said that my XXX review would be released on the same day. but I'm actually waiting for the final version of the XXX cover that I need, and I don't want to do the review without it because it would be incomplete. So it's definitely going to happen before the next review, which is Mutilation Mix. But yeah, basically the moment I get that CD, I'm gonna record the review and post it as soon as I can. So have no idea when that'll happen, but yeah, I'm still gonna keep on a regular schedule and do Mutilation Mix next Friday. So yeah, Juggalos, let me know what you think of Tunnel of Love down below. Is there an ICP EP that's better? I know some people would say Beverly Kills or Terror Wheel. And you know what? I think like House of Wax and Phantom kind of give it a run for its money too. But at the end of the day, I'm going to say Terror Wheel is the best EP they ever put out. Oh man, Eye of the Storm is good too, though. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. They got too much good shit. All right, whoop whoop, Juggalos. Later.